Okay, this is the form G-225A biometric information. So you need to attach this form to the form I-130 when you are filing it for your spouse. So if you are filing the form I-130 for your husband or for your wife, you need to fill this form, one for you, you're going to fill it, and one also for your spouse. This is really simple. This is only about biometric information. You're just gonna fill it. This is really simple. So the petitioner, that means the US citizens or the lawful permanent resident, gonna fill this form. So you're gonna just put your family name here. Okay, last name. This is family name, first name, middle name, uh, male, date of birth. You just putting a date of birth, 1983, citizenship, uh, nationality. So your citizenship, your nationality. So if you are a U.S. citizen, you put it. If you are, I'm an Haitian, I put it Haitian. My nationality is Haitian. You put your alien number here. Okay, you will find your alien number on your green card. For US citizen, your alien number should be on your citizenship certificate. Okay, all other name. If you use other name before, you're just gonna write it. If not, you put NA. Okay, if you never use other name, you just put NA. Okay, city and country of birth, where you born. If you born in USA, you put the city and USA. Me, it was Port-au-Prince. I put Port-au-Prince since the town I born is Port-au-Prince, and the country is Haiti. So city and country of birth. You put here your U.S. Social Security. This is, I'm just gonna put, let me see. Okay. Okay, this is a Social Security. Just not mine. I just put the number. So this part is only for the petitioner. Also understand that the spouse gonna fill this form. Most of the time, the spouse going. Some country have it, but most countries don't have Social Security. So if there is no Social Security, just leave blank or you put NA. Okay. Here, as I told you, here you're gonna put your alien number here. So let me just put an alien number here. Okay, I just put an alien number here. Okay. Now, information about your parents. Okay, you're gonna put your father, father, last name of your father, first name of your father. Okay, date of birth of your father. If you remember, maybe you don't remember. If you don't remember, that's okay. And city and country of birth of your father. If known, you may not know. City was called the fair. City and country of birth, 80. City and country of residence. It's the same. Sometimes it can be different. You may born in a city and reside in another one. You may reside also in another country. That may happen. You may have residency in another country. So this is city and country of residences where you are living. Okay. Here it's the same, but it may be different. Okay. Mothers. Okay, mother. Information about your mother, but you're gonna use the maiden name of your mother. Even though your mother is married, don't use the last name of his husband. You're just gonna put his maiden name. Okay, maiden name. Just don't use the last name of her husband. Just put last name of your mother. Okay. maiden name of your mother. And the same, you put here the birthday, and you put here city and country of birth, right? City and country of birth. You put the city and the country of birth. You put city and country of residency for your mother, city and country of residency. So let me put for your mother, huh? This is about your mother, USA. Okay, where she's living. Okay, now current husband or wife, your current husband or your wife. So this is gonna be the last name of understand. For your wife, they say given name. Okay, even though you're married, you're not gonna use your last name. You're gonna use your wife last name. You're gonna use the maiden name, not your last name. Okay, so for my wife, I'm just gonna take one. Okay, that's the last name. Okay, and then the first name, Giuseppe. Okay, date of birth 01/22/1977. Okay, city of birth, Haiti. I put the city, and the city is it's all cap. Let me put the city here. I put the city as well as the country. Date of marriage, the date you married. Okay, you put the date that you get married. 11 15 2002. The date 2002, date of marriage. Place of marriage, the town you get married. The town you get married. Okay, just put the town that you get married. Okay, it's really easy, straightforward. You just put the information. Okay, former husband. Okay, this is, let's say you are the petitioner. Okay, if you have former husband or former wife, you're just gonna put it. But if you married just only one time with your wife and you never married before, you just put NA here. Okay, if you never married before, you just put NA. Okay, but if in the past you get married, you're gonna put the the last name here. If it is for your husband, and the given name if it is for your wife. That means if your preview husband or your preview wife. Okay, but for me, I just put NA since I only married once with my wife and I didn't get married before. I have no prior marriage. I put NA. Okay. Okay, now let's see. Applicant resident for the last 5 years. Here you're gonna list, they say for the last 5 years. Let's say right now I'm in 2014. So last five, I'm in 2014. So it's gonna be since 99. Okay, I'm in 2000. I'm, oh, excuse me. Yeah, since 2010. Okay, since 2009. So right now I'm in 2014. Okay, so you're gonna start with the last address that you are living. Okay, let me just put an address here. Okay, right now where you are living, you put the address that you are living right now. So let me just put an address. 26 Avenue East. That's where you're living right now. You put the city, and you put the state, and then USA. You are the city. You are the lawful permanent resident or US citizen. The petitioner. You put your address. But sometimes also it may happen for US citizens. You may live overseas and you're still eligible to apply for your spouse. So you're just gonna put the address that you have overseas. So you're gonna, that's the address that you're living right now. Okay, Let's say you've been there for 5 years. You're just gonna put it, okay? Let's say you've been living in this address for 5 years, so it's just gonna be only this address, okay? If you've been there for 5 years, but let's say you've been there. I'm in 2014 now. Let's say you've been there since uh, 2011. That's a month. Uh, okay, the month. Let me put 02 2000. Excuse me, 2011. Okay, so I'm in 2014. So 2000. You have to go back, 2014, 2012, right? 2000. I'm in 2014 right now, okay? I'm right now in February 2014. So February 2012, 1 year, right? February 2013, 1 year. February 2012, 2 years. February 2011, 3 years. So I have 2 more years to go back. So let me put another address here for 2 more years, because it is for 5 years, okay? So this is for 2 years, because I'm right now in 2014. I'm in February 2014. So 2011 is like 3 years, okay? I have to add like 2 more years. So let me put another address. 8th Street West. Let me put Brandon, Florida. If you live there for 5 years, just one. You don't need just one address, okay? So now you're gonna suddenly have this here, because it should be the same as the one that you have at the top. So you have 2 more years to go. So this is gonna be sometime 02 2009, okay? There you go. That's it. You have 5 years, okay? So you just write where you've been for the last 5 years, okay? Sometimes also, I understand if you move a lot, you may just try. If you move a lot, you're gonna write them, okay? Oh, now, applicant last address outside of the United States, okay? Your last address outside of United States, okay? Let's say you are a U.S. citizen and you born here, okay? You never been, you don't have any address outside of United States. You don't gonna write nothing. But let's say you've been in another country and you just came here and you get your citizenship. So you're just gonna write uh, last time you were overseas. That's mean, let's say for me, I get my green card from my mother, okay, and then I have to move here. So the first time you came here like a resident gonna be this date, okay? Remember the first time you come in USA like a resident, where you've been living, what address you were before you came to USA. Because they talk about last address outside of United States of more than 1 year. Okay, you're just gonna put, I'm gonna put an address here, and let's say this is WAG. This is an address in Haiti. This is in Haiti. The city was in Port-au-Prince. That's why I were before I came here. My last address. So no state. We don't have state in Haiti. Okay, I just put the country. Okay. So I'm just gonna put the last address. I'm gonna put the month. So the month is like 12, 2006. Okay, and then 12, 12, to that. Excuse me, 12, 2006. uh, 2007. Okay, excuse me, 2007. Okay, so there's gonna be where that's mean before coming in USA, what was your last address? Okay, last address outside of United States of more than 1 year. So let's say US citizen that born here, never been outside the United States, you're just gonna leave this blank. Okay, but they need to know, your last address. It may happen. Let's say you did something wrong, eh? They need to get some information about your life, what you've been doing. They just want to know, get that in their database. That's mean if they are making some research about you, they may go to this area asking if they know such person. They just want to know where you've been living before coming in USA. Okay, applicant employment last 5 years. They say this for the last 5 years. Let's say you work in a company. Okay, now applicant employment last 5 years. So they want to know where you've been working from for the last 5 years. So let's say if you already state that, huh? Uh, you don't have to write it. So they say if non-state least present employment. So if there is no employment, you're gonna stay no unemployment. Okay. They want to know applicant employment for the last 5 years. Let's say if you work only with only one company for 5 years, you're just gonna put. Let's say if I choose Walmart. Okay. Walmart. You're gonna put the name of the employer, address also. Let me just put address of Avenue East, Bradenton. Okay, Bradenton, Florida, zip code 342. Okay, this is the address of this Walmart. There is different store and your occupations, cashier. Okay, I'm right now in 2014, February 2014. No, let's say if you work there for 5 years, it's good. You just put the month and then 2009. That give you 5 years, just one. But let's say if you work uh, in different company, you're just gonna list them. They just want to know where you've been working for the last 5 years. Okay, if you have in three company for the four company for the last 5 years, you're just gonna put four. Three, you put three. If it's one, it's fine. Okay. Okay, now, but let's say if you have really, if you work in different company, like I don't know, 10 company for the last 5 years, maybe you should select them. Let's say if you work one of them in like 3 months, 1 2 months, 1 2 year, maybe you should give up some and choose the one that you work longer time. Okay. No, they say last occupation above with last occupation abroad if not shown above. They just want to know where you were when you were in your home country, what occupations you've been doing. It may happen also you just have 3 in USA and you just put the work where you work for those 3 in USA and you put 2 years that you were what you've been doing when you were in your home country. Last occupation abroad. Okay, you're just gonna put it. So me, I was like a trainer. I put a trainer, and then they say this form is submitted in connection. This form it's in connection for application of status of permanent resident. So the I-130 is for status of permanent resident. So you sign the form and your signature here and the date here, and then uh, if your native alphabet is different, let's say if it's in Chinese, Japan, you write it, and put your name and alien number in the box outlined by So you're just gonna put here your family name. For me it's Etienne, that's the last name, and then you're gonna put the given name here, a middle name, and your alien number. Okay, this is for you, the US citizen or the permanent resident that is applying, but you're gonna have one also for your spouse that is overseas. It's gonna be the same. You're just gonna fill this form also for your spouse also. The same, the information is gonna be up to your spouse. Okay, one for you and one for your spouse. So your spouse gonna fill this form also. Okay, now we're gonna talk about another sections.